Hey, welcome to Don't Take This. This is the channel where we believe you should never, ever take a prescription without knowing exactly what you're getting into first.
All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a really common muscle relaxant called Baclofen.
So if you or maybe someone you care about just got a prescription for this, I'm sure you've got a ton of questions swirling around. Our whole goal here is to arm you with some clear, practical info so you can walk into that next doctor's appointment feeling a lot more confident.
Okay, first things first, what is Baclofen actually for? What's it supposed to treat? Let's break it down.
Now this is pretty fascinating. You can see there's a split here between what it's officially approved for and, well, other ways doctors have found it useful. On the one hand, you've got the FDA-approved stuff. We're talking serious muscle spasticity, the kind you get with MS or spinal cord injuries. But then, look at the other side. Off-label uses. Things like nerve pain, stubborn hiccups that just won't quit, and even helping people stay off alcohol. That's a great example of how doctors, through experience, find new uses for existing meds.
But let's be clear, its main job, its core purpose, is to tackle that awful spasticity. That uncontrollable muscle tightness and stiffness that can make just moving around feel impossible. It's all about bringing relief from that constant grinding muscle tension.
All right, so how does this stuff actually work inside your body? Don't worry, you don't need a PhD in biology for this. We're going to keep it super simple.
Okay, so think of it like this. Your nervous system is constantly sending messages. One of the key messengers is a chemical called GABA, and its job is basically to tell things to calm down. It's your body's natural chill-out signal. What Baclofen does is it acts like a super GABA. It plugs into the same receptors in your spinal cord and really cranks up that calming effect. It's like it's turning down the volume on all those nerve signals that are just screaming at your muscles to clench up.
I love this analogy. It makes it so clear. Imagine your overactive nerves are like a gas pedal that's just stuck to the floor. The engine's just revving and revving, right? Now, Baclofen doesn't come in and cut the fuel line. No. What it does is it helps your body's own braking system, that GABA system we just talked about, work way better. It's like giving your brakes a power boost, helping to gently slow everything down so you get smoother control back.
Okay, let's shift gears to what is, honestly, the most important part of this whole conversation. We have to talk about the risks and the side effects. Knowing what to watch for is absolutely your best defense.
So when you first start taking this, or whenever you up the dose, that's when you're most likely to feel something. And yeah, you can see it right there. Drowsiness is the big one. A lot of people feel sleepy on this stuff, especially at first. Things like feeling a bit nauseous, dizzy, or even like your muscles are a little weaker than usual, those are also really common. Just things to be aware of right out of the gate.
This really puts it into perspective. You've got your very common stuff at the top, that's the drowsiness and nausea we're talking about, affecting more than 1 in 10 people. Then you have the common tier, where you might see things like confusion or low blood pressure. And way down at the bottom are the rare effects. Now, chances are you're going to feel sleepy, not experience something rare, but you have to know what's possible so you can flag anything unusual for your doctor right away.
Okay, everybody, lean in for this one. This is, without a doubt, the single most critical safety warning for Baclofen. This quote here is talking about a specific form of it, but the warning, it applies across the board. So what does this actually mean for you?
Here's the bottom line, and I can't say this strongly enough. Never stop taking Baclofen suddenly. Your body gets used to it, right? It adapts to having that gentle pressure on the brake pedal. If you just yank it away cold turkey, it's a huge shock to your system. The rebound can be intense and even dangerous, causing things like hallucinations or seizures. You absolutely must talk to your doctor to come up with a plan to slowly, gradually reduce the dose.
So, knowing all that, how do we use this stuff safely? What are the rules of the road to get the good without the bad? Let's get into it.
This is so important. Baclofen is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of drug. The mantra here is start low and go slow. It's a process. You begin with a tiny dose, and then, with your doctor's guidance, you slowly increase it over days or weeks. This whole strategy is designed to let your body get used to it, which can really cut down on those initial side effects. And it helps you and your doctor zero in on that perfect dose that's just right for you.
And of course, who you are matters. Your specific health situation is a huge factor. For instance, older folks tend to be more sensitive to the side effects, so they need to be extra careful with that start low, go slow approach. If you have any kidney problems, that's a major red flag because your body has a harder time clearing the drug. And that last one is for everybody.
Because it can make you drowsy, you really shouldn't be driving or operating machinery until you know for sure how this medication affects you.
Remember, Baclofen doesn't exist in a bubble. You have to think about what else you're taking. Mixing it with anything else that slows down your brain, we're talking alcohol, certain painkillers, even some sleeping pills, is a really bad idea. It can make the drowsiness 10 times worse and can even become dangerous. So, you have to be totally honest with your doctor about everything you're taking. Everything.
Okay, that was a lot of information, I know. So let's boil it all down. What are the absolute key takeaways here?
If you walk away with just 3 things, let them be these. Number 1, think of it as a brake booster for your nervous system. It's there to calm things down. Number 2, the sudden stop is the biggest danger. Don't do it. Ever. And number 3, your dose is unique to you. It's a journey to find the right amount, not a destination. Get those 3 things, and you're on the right track.
Look, being informed is step 1. Step 2 is taking that information and using it. Go to your doctor or pharmacist with this knowledge and ask those smarter questions. Ask, what exactly should I look out for in the first few days? Ask, let's talk about the plan for getting off this medication if we ever need to. That's how you become an active partner in your own healthcare. It all starts right here with being informed.